Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we're here to discuss some wrestling. I hope all of you are having a great one. Have you catch this whenever you catch this. Understandably so. Your boy is a tad behind. I am a tad behind on our wrestling, on our wrestling recap. All right, I wouldn't call this a weekly wrestling report. I wouldn't call it that, but it is definitely a lot of wrestling. Big stretch of wrestling, if you could say that. Main event is getting actual fucking time on the timeline now. That wasn't a pun, that wasn't intentional. So we're starting to see some minutes from the one and only Callie Armstrong. Goes to show that somebody's listening to this podcast. We also get really solid minutes, not only from Mustafa Ali, but I mean, I didn't really hate that Cedric Alexander promo against Leon Slater. That first match wasn't bad, right? Cedric Alexander has been very consistent in this industry for at least a decade, so there was positives going into this recording, currently on the day we're recording it, but everything leading up to this recording has been solid. Pretty solid. I can't complain so far. I will talk about Evolve for 2 seconds. Evolve went like semi-viral for all the wrong reasons. The anime girl, she did like a spot botch, and everyone can't stop talking about it. I would like for all of you to tell me why an anime gimmick works. Why it works at all. All right, maybe you could text me that privately. And if we're gonna touch on TNA, with Mustafa Ali, we might as well touch on, I believe Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard was not only released from TNA, but she is choosing to work with CMML long term. Whether that mean, CMML like tapings are just like dark shows. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do with Tessa Blanchard, but what can I say? Racists always find work in this industry. And lastly, if we're gonna be talking about TNA, let's talk about Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer and TNA decided to go mutual ways, and basically Tommy Dreamer is no longer going to be a part of the creative going into TNA. Tommy Dreamer was a really big part of TNA, like a really big part of TNA. So him departing is interesting. It's interesting. I don't know if he's going to start wrestling again. I don't know if maybe somewhere like MOW or like NXT is going to take Tommy Dreamer. I don't know. I have no idea what the fuck Tommy's going to do. But he is no longer employed by Total Nonstop Action. So, best of luck to Tommy. He's gonna figure that out, no question about it. I do not want to dilly dally. All right, I do not want to scuttle about anymore. Let's get directly into our June 17th, 2026 Dynamite. Now, Dynamite started with the one, the only Kenny Omega, the God, the cleaner. All right, the best professional wrestler of all time. He goes out there. He has a match. No disrespect to Brody. Bit of a jabron, just a pinch of a jabron. The match isn't that long, it didn't resemble a Badman Tito match. I think that went for like a good 5 or so minutes. Badman got some offense off. This was just Kenny putting a nigga down. Again, personally, if I have to pen, Kenny goes to my main event, but that's just me. That's how I would run shit. Basically, after Kenny wins, Zack Sabre Jr. comes down, and it's an MKM. It's an MKM versus Kenny Omega in the Elite. Jack Perry's out here. So that kind of puts to bed all the Jack Perry to WWE theories, which was just, man, I don't know who that would benefit. Who would Jack Perry, who would Jack Perry be lined up from across in that NXT ring that would benefit anybody? Who? Julius Creed? Oh, no. Tony Devontae. Tony Devontae is going to give Jack Perry a 5-star. Yeah, of course. Silly fucking theories. Everyone knew he was going to resign. Total non-story there, but hey, what the fuck ever. That was our first match of the night, but our very first segment of the night, I liked a lot. It was MJF. Yeah. MJF, basically, he cuts a promo on not only Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, but Swerve Strickland. He also finds a nice little way to, throw in Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher, and Andrade in there. MJF is balancing a lot of hats. masterfully. Masterfully, these hats are being balanced. I love this segment. This segment is really good. His interaction with the Don Callis family and us seeing the very small, very real cracks in that alliance, the Don Callis Avengers, as I would call them. I like it. And MJF kind of being that catapult, and MJF kind of being that it's the catapult, catalyst. I think that's the word. Yes. And MJF kind of being the catalyst for, this breakup of this group. I like it a lot. The devil is doing devilish things. Also, beast fucking promo. Like, it was good. Solid segment. All right. And again, the first match I didn't hate. Booking wise, I would have loved for Kenny to be anywhere else, but I guess it's in a pay-per-view, so whatever. The match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Kenny Omega should be very, very good. I just hope it's no outside fuckity shit, but I mean, hey, it's not the Federation, so I shouldn't I shouldn't try to count my eggs before they hatch. Next match on the card that we get is Bandino and Brody King, the reunion of Brodino, very, very good former tag team champions, versus the Death Riders, all right, and Daniel Garcia and Jonathan Moxley. Now, this is a very star-studded Dynamite. Like, very, very star-studded Dynamite. Not only do we have Mox, we have Bandino's a star in my eyes, and take it how you want. Then Ospreay, Swerve. Honestly, all we're missing is Danielson on the fucking comms. We got Kenny in the beginning of this match, right? This was good. Good Mercedes is on this card. Like, this is a star-studded Dynamite. That's a cool 1-star. Cool 1-star right there. The match itself wasn't anything like remotely like insane, obviously, but what I will say is that Jon Moxley works very, very, very well with Brody King. Just that kind of heavyweight nature that Moxley can try to emulate like a heavyweight sometimes when his guys like maybe like 160, 120, but when he's in there with a nigga who's like 3+, hey man, that light heavyweight shit isn't a joke anymore. Moxley gets thrown around by Brody for a good portion of this match, and then Moxley again, he starts using in that just natural ring IQ. I really liked everything that not only Garcia kind of brought out of the crowd, because a lot of good crowd work from Garcia, but what he kind of brought out of Bandino. I think the Garcia and Bandino matchup was actually very, very good. I loved that, honestly. That was super solid to me personally. The Marina Shafir. Man, it's like, wow. The Marina Shafir spot with her and Brody King, it popped me. It was pretty funny. I'm gonna be honest with all of you. It was pretty fucking entertaining. She starts barking at Brody. Brody starts barking back. He's selling it, but he's also like, what the fuck is this person doing? It was funny. It was actually very, very funny. This match is put away by Brody King suicide dive onto Jonathan Moxley, and Daniel Garcia is in a crouch position when he eats a 21 plex for the 1, 2, 3, and Brodino go over on the Death Riders. Now realistically, the Death Riders have been kind of having this real grudge with the Don Callis family, so I just kind of expected for a couple more matches between them, but I guess we kind of already got like Mox versus Kyle, Mox versus Knight. I think I remember seeing that many moons ago. Mox versus Andrade is right there, but I think they're worrying. I think they're trying to turn Andrade face. So saying that, I don't know if Mox being like this just lovable heel, like just extremely over fucking pillar of the company, I don't know if that would work in a heel face kind of booking with somebody like Andrade, who again is just very likable, very likable. Again, pause, very easy on the eyes. Andrade is a fan favorite for a reason, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess technically they couldn't do that, especially with the split of the Don Callis family happening. Personally, I would just like a little bit more variety in this specific feud with the Death Riders and Don Callis family. Just kind of like put a nice little cap on it. Maybe even give me like a small little MJF Jon Moxley standoff, because I don't know if I'm tripping here, but that's something I would be interested in. Again, personally, we're setting up a Continental title match between not only Bandino and Moxley. I guess this is as close as we're gonna get to my Andrade and Mox match. So hey man, take it with a grain of salt. I'll take it with a grain of salt. The CEO, Mercedes Moné, all right, Stin's most famous export, is wrestling Hazuki. Now this match is fucking amazing. This is a great match. It was the star ratings have already came out for not only the NXT shows, but the Dynamite shows, and this is, for me, 5-er. This is a fucking fiver. Mercedes and Hazuki, I don't know if they've wrestled in the past. They have very, very good chemistry. Like amazing chemistry. Like they I don't know if somebody who's doing extreme tape study. I don't know what it is, but these two ladies have a fucking phenomenal rhythm that they catch in there. Mercedes, you know, for the most part, you know, after multiple upon multiple of near finishes, she starts to unravel a little bit, right? But then she kind of slowly centers herself with not only the it wasn't the bank statements, but she took advantage of Hazuki's reversals, and that's the shit I'm talking about. There were a lot of reversals. There was a lot of stiffness in this fucking match. But Mercedes, she was very persistent. She kept fighting. She kept getting through it. And Hazuki, again, she was doing shit like she had a three-peat of suicide dives. She tried to apply her own bank statement Monet maker on Mercedes, right? And Mercedes, she twists out of that and she tries to oh my god, she uses the rope, and eventually they get out into the outside area and the lock is still applied. And it's like this match is very good, very, very good. And honestly, thinking about the taping for ROH that we got later with Siriu and Athena, like this has been a solid week of wrestling, bro. Like think about this, chat. We got Kendall Gray, Kaylani in the same match. That's a plus. That's just a natural plus, I'll be honest, right? We got Callie Armstrong on a fucking semi broadcasted show. Also, very, very big plus. We got a Maya World and Athena match coming up this Saturday, tomorrow, as of this recording. And then to wrap all this shit up in a neat little bow, we have Mercedes and Athena wrestling back-to-back nights. Wednesday, Thursday. Like, can a nigga be more blessed? Can a nigga be more blessed? All right, this is a very, very good match. Mercedes obviously pulls out with the win to advance in the Owen Hart Women's Tournament. But like, listen, bro. Anybody telling you that this shit is a 4.5 star? Tweaking. This is a very, very good match. And again, just the persistence from Mercedes Moné. Like they have like a hand-holding slug trading shot. And it was good, man. This is good fucking match. And honestly, this is a very solid semi-main event, right? Because after this we get the Swerve and Ospreay segment. Now a lot of people didn't love this segment. I didn't hate it. I think when you kind of just, as easily as you can, if you just kind of breeze over the comment about him knocking the fucking Sonic coins out of his wife, which is like, whatever, his business. Very good promo from these two. Swerve says that he had to change and adapt to the locker room because Ospreay, was too busy trying to chase a dragon. And Ospreay simultaneously says, well, yeah, while I was chasing this dragon, all right, you went to go hide in a nearby village. You ran away for 6 weeks. And then Ospreay, and Swerve, they obviously get into a bit of a back and forth. But even like the connection that they have with them going up against the Young Bucks, the history that they both have with the Death Riders separately before All in Texas, it's like, this works. This works for me personally. And again, this kind of path that Swerve is taking, just by any means necessary. I will do whatever the fuck I have to if it means getting to that mountaintop again. And I don't need friends to do it. Ospreay would beg to differ. He also gets kind of harpooned for his camaraderie with John Moxley and the Death Riders. That it takes a pretty funny turn after this promo. Will Ospreay gets a little upset, chokes up Danny Garcia. As a result, again, Will Ospreay kind of just losing his cool. Like his emotions aren't really in check, and that's what he went to train in kayfabe, obviously, with the Death Riders for. So everything here makes sense. I think the only thing you could really maybe like harp on, personally, like again, I'm using that word a lot because it's very, a very perspective-based review we're doing right here. I would probably say just like, why the fuck does Swerve or even Hangman to this extent? Like Hangman needs 4 months off of television for a stipulation that he kind of can't reverse. Like how do we work around that? Now Swerve has ops with the faces because he was just off TV. Why was he just off TV, TK? Like, these are valid questions, very valid questions. But I did not hate this segment. And I think, again, if you just kind of sidestep everything that wasn't, the most pleasant about this promo, not that bad. Not that bad of a promo at all. Easily one of the, again, better parts of this night was, the lead in to this 12-man match. The 12-man match is basically prelude to the 12-man cage match that is not blood and guts. Very closely resembles blood and guts, and that's going to be taking place, I believe, next week. I don't think there's a pay-per-view. No, there is a pay-per-view coming up. Redemption, MJF, Kenny Omega. That's taking place in Canada. I don't know how far into the future I'm looking on that one, but I do not believe, because they just did Summer Blockbuster. And then I feel like the most recent AEW pay-per-view was not that long ago. So I do not believe that they're going to be doing a title change here. I think it's just another episode of Dynamite, because it's not a pay-per-view. Or maybe they would have Briscoe lose on a pay-per-view, maybe, who knows. Because for the sake of anybody who's curious, it's kind of funny. Don Callis is just all of MJF's team. He's just all of MJF's team. And they kind of mentioned during the main event, it's a little volatile. It's a little volatile right now to be a Callis member. So, realistically, that probably is going to implode, and maybe he'll pick up like a heel from like CMML, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of trying to hedge my bets on that, because Forbidden Door, fucking hell. Because the idea with Forbidden Door is that it's going to be a bunch of people, a bunch of different promotions at one venue. The comments are gonna fucking fillet me alive for that one. But at Forbidden Door, where I'm gonna keep saying it so I don't forget it, at Forbidden Door, Mark Briscoe is most likely going to lose to MJF, but we might see a switch up in the plans, because like the Don Callis family kind of hate each other, during this match with again Jack something, MJF, that's not fucking El Con, Andrade, Kevin Knight, and Kyle Fletcher, right? All 6 of those guys. That's 6 guys, right? Kyle, Kevin, MJF, Jack something, Andrade. It's 5. Did a 5v? Okada's also in this match. Yes. Sorry, a lot of lads. It's a lot of lads here. So basically, smoke with that nigga Andrade. So I expect that maybe at least one part of this tag team is going to be dissolved by Forbidden Door, but I can't tell you who exactly. Even like Kevin Knight and like Kyle Fletcher, that's a very fragile that's a very fragile allegiance there, like a very fragile alliance. Like it's definitely, it's not a good foundation. It's definitely not a good foundation. This match that takes place here with again mostly conglomeration members. It's Orange Cassidy, Roderick Strong, Mark Briscoe, and they get a little help from Darby Allin, Konosuke Takeshita, and Kyle O'Reilly. Now, very good pairing for everybody. Everyone has a solid matchup. I think my issue is this gives too much brawl. I feel like this is a brawl segment that they worked into a match, and I can respect Tony for just getting his creative ideas out there, because Lord knows if it didn't happen in this Dynamite, it probably would have happened either next Dynamite or at Forbidden Door, and that would have been a fucking clusterfuck. So it happening now, not opposed to it. I just felt like there was too many times I was like, oh, this is just a brawl segment. And then we got a 1, 2, 3 from it was I believe MJF on Roderick Strong. I believe that's what happened. MJF picked up the 1, 2, 3, or he got a submission or the 1, 2, 3 on Roderick Strong. And it didn't hit, man. It didn't hit. I think the Mercedes match, it left more, like it left me wanting more. It left me wanting a lot more than this 6-man match. I feel like I'm kind of already given a prelude to what we're gonna get at with MJF and Briscoe at Forbidden Door, because this match ends with them just standing tall. Now Briscoe can stand tall, next week in the cage match. It could either be next week or Forbidden Door. I don't think it's Forbidden Door. But after that, MJF is not losing the chip to Briscoe. It's just not going to happen. So, saying all this to say, if you telegraph it ahead, it's probably going to be a team for Briscoe, a win for Briscoe's team, a loss for Briscoe singles, and then a Kenny Omega win at Redemption in Canada versus MJF. Yeah. But other than that, it's not, it's not an insane Dynamite. Again, very star-studded though. Oh man, MJF is a part of the star-studded. I literally fucking flew over everyone but the world champion. That is fucking hilarious. Brother, I hope you don't hear this. Hey man, Big Hebrew, no hate, man. No hate at all, Big Hebrew. MJF and Briscoe is gonna be a very good match, a very good rendition of what they did the first time. This match, though, with all these participants, I don't know if it will be a good lead-in to the steel cage match, because with the steel cage match is a little, and this is better than that. It's just, there's a lot of maybes, a lot of possibilities. But again, this could have just been a brawl segment, which everyone would have fucking hated. So, you gotta, a little give and take, if you would. I'll be touching very briefly on Ring of Honor Global Wars. This is basically their, semi-Forbidden Door-like event. Leo Rush goes over on AR Fox and White Boy. I don't know White Boy's name, but big part of the story. And Athena progresses, simultaneously, further towards the Owen Hart Championship, but she wins this match for our ROH Women's Pure Champion. This is good. Good match. Good fucking match. Both of these matches had the right person to win, obviously. And Athena has just never stopped being great in that ring. Like, she is a phenomenal in that ring. And I think a lot more of her arsenal gets downplayed than what it actually should be used to. Like, her selling ability is great, right? Her crowd work is great. Her character work is great. She's a great performer, and we're only so lucky to watch it. Honestly, we're only so lucky to be experiencing it. And again, Lio Rush in this Black Heart gimmick is winning over hearts and minds everywhere. So big fairs to Lio. Also big fairs to AR Fox. Him getting this championship opportunity, him doing what he did with it, and then him just being the wrestler that he is. Positives, man, positives. There is other stuff on this ROH show that I'm definitely missing, but hey, give me a bit of a break. Okay, give me a bit of a break. I promise all of you, all right, before a SmackDown review, we are going to be getting to One Piece. But until then, all right, I have a lot of other stuff to take care of. So, as I always say, all right, you all stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. Peace.